So the Denver Broncos are at home to the Buffalo Bills. The Denver Broncos are 1.5-point favorites. Jay, will the bye week have helped or hindered the Denver Broncos?
I think it helps them because your defense doesn't get affected as much by a bye week, and they're not an offensive juggernaut by any means. Also, you got to remember Bo Nix is a guy who played a lot of postseason college games, and there is big weights between those games. So I think it'll affect these guys who go into these college playoffs now. I think these buys are going to help them and not hurt them in ways that we had seen it hurt in the past because they're used to bigger gaps between games. For me, I think that the bigger question is it going to affect the offense? Because for the Denver Broncos, if it affects the offense, that's when it becomes a problem. I don't think it'll affect this defense.
Yeah, I definitely don't think it affects the defense whatsoever. The defense can kind of only get helped, really. I think maybe it affects them in things like the study room. I wonder if they decided to prepare for the Bills and the Jags already. Like they've had a bye week where they spent half of it preparing for the Jags and half of it preparing for the Bills. So they've been able to do that, not just focus on the one team already. So I think the defense will be totally fine. I don't worry about Bo Nix either coming out, or really the offense coming out. I think Sean Payton has played in loads of these playoff games, so we'll have them ready and firing. Bo Nix, as we were talking about earlier in the podcast, these quarterbacks from college who are coming out with loads of games under their belt, they're pretty great pros now, especially going into their second year of NFL football. I don't think Bo Nix will be found out by that. But Jay, the problem with the Denver Broncos all season is they've been starting really slow and they've relied on the fourth quarter. So can they, with the bye week, be able to start quickly? What do you think? Do you think we'll see a quick start in Denver Broncos and not have to rely on the fourth quarter? Because, Jay, if it's going down to Bo Nix versus Josh Allen in the fourth quarter, look, fourth quarter Bo Nix is amazing, but fourth quarter Josh Allen is unbelievable.
And that's where we go with this for me, okay? I don't think they start off smart or quick. I think that they play football the way they play football, smart, conservative, try to play field position. I think it bites them in this game. I think you see the Bills get off to a quick start, and I think that's why you see the Bills had control of this game. But I do think that the Denver defense is good enough to keep it close enough to where it comes down to the fourth quarter. And when it comes down to the fourth quarter, it is Josh Allen time in the fourth quarter. And I'm just going to say it. We see the skull curse. Sean Payton goes down. Buffalo Bills move on. The skull curse strikes Sean Payton again.
Yeah, I don't know where I'm going with this one. I really don't.
Just remember, they lost the miracle after he did that in Minnesota. They lost the play where the Rams just blow the receiver up and there's no pass interference called for the Rams to go to the Super Bowl. You got all the bad shit that's happened to Sean Payton since then. That's not a coincidence. That's the skull curse. That's what happens when you become a smartass in Minnesota and you try to scold the Vikings, and then it bites you in the ass and you're stuck with the skull curse. It's just like the Babe Ruth curse, the Bambino curse for the Red Sox. It took them over 100 years to fix it.
Yeah. Jay, I'm going to say, I don't know what to say to that. Jay, I'm going to say that Broncos home field advantage, I would say the Denver Broncos are one of the teams that benefit the most from home field advantage in the NFL. The Chicago Bears are another team that benefits hugely from home field advantage, like we've seen it already. Seattle, because of how far teams have to travel to get to Seattle, benefit from home field advantage in the 12th man. But the Denver Broncos were playing a mile high. They're used to playing up there. Always gives them the edge. Also, I think Sean Payton is going to know where to attack this Buffalo Bills defense. This Buffalo Bills defense is not good. It is not a good defense. And I think he'll have them ready to attack that defense and get behind that run game and get behind that great offensive line as well. I think this defense is going to show out, maybe be able to bottle up Josh Allen as well, to the ability that you can bottle up Josh Allen, at least bottle up the run game and make him go super Josh Allen. Jay, give me the Broncos as 1.5-point favorites in this one. But I'm not confident in it. I'm not confident in that one whatsoever.